This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV for Tuesday, June 25th, 2024. I'm Derek Gilbert. If you're watching us on YouTube at 5 in 10, thank you. Please subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and then stick around after the break to find out how to guarantee we never get canceled. Topic number 5 today is Israel. Apparently, there's no famine in Gaza. This is according to a new report by the Integrated Food Security Phase Classification, or the IPC, which is a group affiliated with the United Nations. Typically, the UN not favorable towards Israel, but according to this new study, they found that the amount of food entering Gaza now is greater than it was in March when the IPC warned that famine was imminent. It also reduced the percentage of Gazans who fall under phases 4 and 5 of its famine rating scale, which suggests that more Gazans are now getting enough to eat. This contradicts the claims of many on the left who are accusing Israel of deliberately trying to starve out the civilian population of the Gaza Strip. And despite the efforts of Hamas to hijack food deliveries into Gaza, it appears that more people in Gaza are actually getting enough to eat, which is good news. Topic number 4, terror in Russia. Islamic jihadists carried out a coordinated terrorist attack against churches and synagogues in southern Russia on Sunday. At least 20 people were killed in the attacks, including 15 police officers, an Orthodox priest, and other civilians. At least 46 others were injured in the attacks. This happened in the southern Russian Republic of Dagestan, which is predominantly Muslim. Terrorists attacked 2 synagogues, 2 churches, and a police station in 2 different cities. One synagogue set on fire when the terrorists used Molotov cocktails just before evening prayers. A Russian Orthodox priest reportedly had his throat slit by the terrorists before his church was set on fire. Russian officials say 6 terrorists were killed by special forces called in to put an end to the rolling terror attack. Dagestan, again, mostly Muslim region with a history of Islamic violence. The corporate media will call it radical Islam. Let's be honest here. Violent Islam is mainstream, according to the teachings of Muhammad. During the rise of the Islamic State 10 years ago, many residents of Dagestan went to Iraq and Syria to fight for ISIS. Topic number 3, Julian Assange. Assange may finally be free. He's the founder of WikiLeaks, you might recall. According to details of a tentative plea agreement revealed today, Tuesday, Assange will appear in court tomorrow, Wednesday, June 26th, in the United States territory of the Northern Mariana Islands. He'll plead guilty to a felony count, sentenced to 62 months in prison, which he's already served at Belmarsh Prison in the UK. So he'll be released with time served and will then be allowed to return to his home country of Australia. Assange came to the public's attention when his anti-secrecy website published documents described as classified, military, or diplomatic between 2000 and 2011. These documents included video footage of U.S. airstrikes in Baghdad, a range of military logs from Afghanistan and Iraq. They were some of the diplomatic cables also embarrassing to the United States government. In late 2010, an arrest warrant for sexual assault was issued in Sweden. Those charges were later dropped. They appear to have been just fabricated. But Assange left Sweden for the UK, where he claimed asylum in the embassy of Ecuador. During the 2016 presidential election here in the U.S., Assange released emails from the Democratic National Committee that really exposed how the DNC was tilting the scales in favor of Hillary Clinton, even though Bernie Sanders seemed to have more support among Democrat voters. This led to the resignation of chairperson Debbie Wasserman Schultz and an official apology from the DNC to Bernie Sanders. They didn't make him their nominee. It still went to Hillary, but this was, again, highly embarrassing to the DNC. So Assange finally apparently about to be a free man after spending more than 5 years in prison in the UK as he fought extradition to the United States. Lesson here is, if you embarrass the deep state, they will do everything in its power to make you pay. And without the financial resources of a Donald Trump, sadly, Julian Assange spent a lot of time behind bars. Topic number 2, the court rebukes, or a court rebukes the White House. Yesterday, the second anniversary of the Supreme Court's Dobbs decision, which overturned the Roe v. Wade decision that found, in invisible ink apparently, in the Constitution, a right to abortion, a constitutional right based on a non-existent presumption of the right to privacy, which in today's world is almost laughable. We have no assumption of privacy in this world anymore. Anyway, a federal judge has blocked a new rule from Biden officials trying to force 2 states and 4 Catholic organizations to fund and accommodate elective abortions. The judge issued a preliminary injunction preventing the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission from implementing a new rule that interprets the 2022 Pregnant Workers Fairness Act as requiring employers to facilitate elective abortions against their religious beliefs. The court found this move disingenuous because the law itself, the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act, doesn't mention abortion at all, but the interpretation of the rule by the EEOC mentions it 348 times. This is what the government of the United States does the last 20 years or so, maybe even longer, using things like signing statements or regulations imposed by the bureaucracy to interpret laws passed by Congress to say things that Congress did not intend. Well, the judge in this case putting a stop to that. The thing is, it only keeps the rule from taking effect on employers in the 2 states that brought the lawsuit, Louisiana and Mississippi. It also applies to the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, the Roman Catholic Diocese of Lafayette and Lake Charles, and the Catholic University of America. The law does, however, or the rule, I should say, does go into effect. It did go into effect last week, Tuesday, June 18th, everywhere else in these United States. Coming up, poor Taylor Swift. She is oppressed by the patriarchy. You wouldn't have guessed by looking at her, but I'll explain next on 5 and 10.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to take a quick break to tell you how you can get your copy of both of these incredible new works in the Out of This World and Gate of the Gods special offer. When you order this incredible offer from the skywatchtvstore.com, you'll receive the brand new book, Out of This World, Are UFOs Aliens, Spirits, or Pure Hokum by Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis, that exposes the faults in both the science and theology regarding the existence of UFOs. The very real possibility that UFOs are manned by extraterrestrial beings much smarter and far more spiritual than humans that are preparing to deceive mankind as we approach the biblical end times. The recent surge of UFO activity all around the globe, and why Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis is calling for Project UFO, a national strategy to determine if we face an existential threat, and so much more. But that's not all. You'll also receive Gate of the Gods, Revelation, the Messiah, and the Second Coming of Babylon by Tyler Gilreath, that brings to life the war between Jesus Christ and the power of darkness as illuminated in the book of Revelation. A cosmic end-time struggle between the Hebrew king of promise and the Old Testament gods of Babylon. The hidden Babylonian framework in the book of Revelation that can only be seen through ancient Near Eastern eyes. Unmasking Babylon the Great, and more. Also included in this must-have special offer for a very limited time, Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis's best-selling book, Give Me Liberty, Not Marxism, and his book, Kings of the East, China's Plan to Eliminate America and Impose a Communist World Order. All of these items hold a retail value of $84. Yours now for your donation of only $45, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. So don't delay. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Out of This World and Gate of the Gods special offer right now.
Item number 1 today, Taylor Swift. She is so oppressed. Now, sure, she's a billionaire, and sure, she's got a hunky pro football star boyfriend who's willing to embarrass himself for her, and sure, she's got legions of loyal fans turning out by the tens of thousands to follow her concerts all across the world. I think she's in Dublin this week, if I remember right. Anyway, but even with all of that, poor Ms. Swift is oppressed by the man, or rather by men generally, as evidenced by her concerts where she is getting her fans by the tens of thousands to scream out the lyrics to a song from several years ago, F the patriarchy. Yeah, bleep the patriarchy. Now again, billionaire has her own private jets, which she leases out when she's not using them. And again, legions of adoring fans who attend these concerts where a legion of beefy young men who assemble and disassemble the giant stage set, lighting rigs, and sound systems, load them up into 18-wheelers and drive them across the country to the various concert locations to reassemble them. Without those young men and their toxic masculinity, there would be no Eras Tour. Ms. Swift would be live streaming from an empty room someplace on a webcam. There are times when toxic masculinity is actually useful. Look, if you like her music, fine. Just take it with a grain of salt. This is all performative. And as a Christian, be discerning. Pay attention to the imagery of her concerts and her videos and the lyrics that she's putting out there, because she is not the wholesome young lady that she was presented to be when she was coming up. This week on Skywatch TV, we continue our 4-week series based on the new books by Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis and Tyler Gilreath. Lieutenant Colonel McGinnis taking on the UFO phenomenon, out of this world. What's the connection to the gods of the ancient world and the portals through which they were believed to move? The Gate of the Gods. That's Tyler Gilreath's new book, the Babel. What's the connection between that and end times prophecy? That's the discussion this week. Join Joe Artis Horn and the Skywatch investigative team for this program. You can watch it right now at our website, skywatchtv.com. You can also catch it right now over the air. Our broadcast schedule with our partner Christian Networks is posted at skywatchtv.com/channels. You can also watch it right now at Roku or Apple TV. Please, if you've got a set-top box, make sure you've got the Skywatch TV app installed on that. All of our video content, including these daily updates, always there. But better yet, get our free mobile app, which guarantees we never get canceled. The Christian company that developed the mobile app, also developer of the Roku and Apple TV app, they host the content, which means we won't be canceled from our own app. You can download it right now at our website. We've got links there to the app stores for iOS, Android, and Amazon Kindle Fire phones and tablets. And you'll find that at skywatchtv.com/app. You can follow 5 in 10 on the web, social media, X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10, and on YouTube at 5 in 10. Again, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and thank you for watching as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.
Hi friends, Pastor Mike Spaulding here to announce the Go Therefore 2024 conference. We will gather Friday and Saturday, July the 26th and 27th, at Harvest Revival Center in Brookville, Ohio. This year, we welcome the following scholars, Bible teachers, and researchers: Derek and Sharon Gilbert, Joe Horn, L.A. Marzulli, Dr. Judd Burton, Pastor Paul Begley, Pastor Carl Gallups, Dr. Greg Reed, and Tom Dunn. Live stream is available. Ministry tables are available for like-minded ministries. Hotel and other information is on the conference website, www.gothereforeconference.com. Gothereforeconference.com. Looking forward to seeing you.